there's a video of an Easter bunny appearing, grabbing Joe Biden, whisking him away when he was starting to talk about Afghanistan, knowing, oh crap, he can't talk to the media. Fox News, Easter bunny whisks Biden away as he starts discussing Afghanistan video. That's a real thing that happened, and literally we are having hired actors, Easter bunnies, acting like the media liaisons, making sure that the president of the United States does not get to openly speak with the press and the media. You can't script this stuff.
Look at this video. Let's play it. Look at what's he doing.
Pakistan and help to Afghan people.
Pakistan should not, and Afghanistan should be people.
Oh, the Easter bunny.
Oh, the Easter bunny.
Yeah, the Easter bunny. Literally whisked him away. Like, nope, not happening. That is crazy. Who's in charge? It's not Joe Biden.
That should get played every time that Joe Biden speaks. That should be played right afterwards, so everyone knows exactly what the score is.
And all you could kind of make out was like Pakistan, Afghanistan. They're like, did he say Pakistan? Let Easter bunny.
Yeah.
Why don't you get over there?
The Easter bunny's standing there and like looking around, and then CIA guy is like, or FBI, the president's going off script. Bring in the Easter bunny, and the Easter bunny's like, copy, and the Easter bunny like goes in waving, and but for real, that's probably what happened.
Yes, that's literally what happens.
Someone had to tell the Easter bunny to go and stop him from speaking to people.
Can you imagine in his mind? He's like, God, these people are everywhere. The president, like Biden's like the Easter
He's
bunny.
like, I finally got away. I finally could speak to the press. I finally get to say something. No, the Easter bunny comes in. And
You guys ever watch like Mr. Magoo?
Yeah,
where he's like blindly bumbling about, and then he like walks on the I-beam and gets lifted up, and then walks in the like. We need something like that of Biden.
I mean,
and it's like the CIA being like, "Ooh, he's on the move."
I mean, you could just take Biden's face and put it onto an existing cartoon of Mr. Magoo doing all that stuff, and it would fit fine.
I've always been a fan of the ghost handshakes. He turns. Thank you.
It's funny because I feel like I always reference what was it? What was the movie where the person's riding the gravity bomb down? Like, as it goes out of the plane or whatever.
Strange Love.
Yeah. That's what it kind of feels like, when we're sitting here laughing about what Biden is. We're like, it's so funny, and it's like everything's on fire, and we're just laughing about how funny it is. It's like maybe we should be. I don't know. I guess what can you do? You can laugh.
You can laugh or you cry.
I ain't gonna cry about it.
100%. There's a lot of people that get upset about things that they read and stuff, and it's like, look, you can be angry about it, but it's not going to change it. Like you getting upset about something that you saw on the internet isn't going to change the conditions in the world one bit. And I mean, like, I'm not super stoic, but I do like follow like Stoicism pages, and that's one of the things that Stoics talk about. Like, only let the things that you can actually change affect you, and let the things that you can't change, like, just try not to let them ruin your day, because you can't do anything about them.
I think you want to just focus on building your skills, learn some outdoors kind of stuff. I'm not telling you to become a prepper survivalist. I'm saying, learn how to make a fire.
I'm saying become a prepper survivalist. I'm saying with the way things are going, and especially with what the Pope has been saying, especially with the way that everything is moving, become a survivalist.
What did the Pope say?
The Pope said that he had an omen of even greater destruction and dissolution for mankind.
I want to say that I was raised Catholic, and as far as I know, Catholics getting omens is some demonic kind of stuff that is like heresy, or like that's blasphemy. I don't think that Catholics are supposed to be getting omens. That's like
this
messages.
is the LGBTQ woke pro-immigration Pope as well.
Well, that's a weird Catholic, but
woke Pope.
Yeah, he's the woke Pope. So, but again, I don't think his assessment is wrong, especially if you look at how international relations are shaping up, especially when you look at the larger financial picture, especially when you look at the overall health and population decline and crash that's coming. I think he's absolutely right on the money, saying you guys should prepare, you guys should be smart, you guys should be making moves in your life where you're becoming the strongest, best versions of yourselves, because you will be tested. And hard times are ahead of us. There's no denying this, because we are having too many weak men creating really bad times. Those bad times are going to be upon us very soon.
Have you guys watched the show The Peripheral?
I have.
So it's like they call it the jackpot, when all of the problems that everyone's talking about happen all at once, basically over the span of a few years. And I think they were saying like it starts in 2028 with the Texas secessionist movement or something. Mm-hmm. Obviously, they're being inspired by the news and stuff we're seeing today, but it was interesting to see nonetheless. that maybe there's some kind of potential there that the fourth turning suggests 2028 is the crescendo or whatever. It may be 2026 because 2028 is when it's supposed to stop or something like that, or who knows? I don't know if those predictions are completely true. It's just people have ideas. But considering what we're seeing around us, I'm seeing every so often you'll get some commenter or commentator be like, oh, you know what? I realize things aren't really that bad. And then you see like Project Veritas expose a school for passing around adult toys to children, and then politically, people like the school is actively defending it, saying it's okay. And I'm like, all right, that's the demonic stuff. Because when you're at the point where the school is like, you know what, we're not even going to try and hide it anymore. We're going to outright just offend it, outright defend it. It's like we're off the line. We're over the cliff. We are free falling at this point. So I don't feel like 2026 is too big an ask to say that's when things pop up. I'm not saying literally ask. I'm saying it's not too far-fetched to believe.
Yeah, absolutely not. I mean, I started my own prepper apocalypse class online. I started doing them in New Hampshire, and a lot of people were really interested in it because I think, even if it's not, political disasters, I mean, the chances of natural disasters are also out there. The chances of just something bad happening is always out there, no matter what. Being prepared for it makes you not only have peace of mind, but also has you ready for almost anything coming your way. And I think this is the kind of mentality that could actually safeguard us a lot of stress, have us not freak out, have us not lose our ish, but also more importantly, go back to nature and understand the importance of personal responsibility, taking care of ourselves and not needing a government to step in and have a food delivery or a water purification delivery system, but having that in place already where if times do get really hard, you won't need more government, you will need more space, you will need more freedom. And I think once we incentivize that and start pushing those larger ideas out there, society by and large will become better because of that.
Well, and that's actually an interesting part of the show, right? Kind of post-jackpot. It's massive government control, right? I mean, they're controlling, literally what people think, what happens in society. And I mean, to your point on the prepper side, and this is something I've been working on in the state treasurer's office, I'm sure you've seen these MCC codes they're putting in place for credit cards now to be able to track the purchase of guns and ammunition around the country. This is a backdoor national gun registry. Yep. And this was pushed by Elizabeth Warren and the rest. So if you are buying guns right now, pay cash or check. But this is something that we're going to have legislation on in January in West Virginia. Hopefully other states will replicate it. And it's actually not the credit card companies that want to track this. It's the banks. The banks want to track it. And then the banks are going to be able to say, oh, we're going to flag this. So we're going to flag that.
You're saying that I got a Discover card for no reason?
Yeah.
As soon as the news came out that was like Visa and MasterCard, I was like, I'm going to apply for a Discover card. We're going to use it for business stuff. Yeah. And I got one. I got it right here. I'm holding it. I don't want to show it because it's a credit card, obviously.
Yeah. And I mean, it is, Visa and MasterCard. I mean, they're held to the whims of these banks. And it was a big bank in New York that had been pushing this. And it has like some anodyne name. I think it's the International Organization on Standardization or something like that.
One of the good things about the gun culture is the people that tend to be selling guns and firearms and stuff like that. They're usually very open to cash. They're very,
right.
Sometimes they're open to barter even, but definitely open to cash.
Or 3D printed guns. You do it yourself.
That'll work too. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with printing guns, buy the parts that aren't serialized through mail order or whatever, and then when it comes to the actual receiver or whatever,
just make sure, because I think the ATF was cracking down on the what was parts. It called? Well, there's like you can buy a kit where it's like all the stuff that you legally have to have tracked is tracked, and then you can assemble it yourself, but they're like 80% kits or something like that, and then the ATF started claiming that you couldn't do it and started going after people.
You can buy a whole rifle except for the lower receiver, which is the part that's serialized that has the gun. So you have everything, the upper receiver, all of the pins and everything you need. You can buy that without any kind of background check or anything like that. And then you can either print a lower receiver or you can buy
but it depends on what state you're in as well, because there's a lot of state jurisdictions out there
I'm talking about
where you will get in trouble for it. So make sure you always look up the local laws and jurisdictions to make sure that you're not entrapping yourself or your friends or your buddies with some activities that you could be maybe bragging about on social media, which you shouldn't do anyway.
what I was talking about was federal regulation, not state regulation.
Yeah.
So.
And I will point out in the state of West Virginia, there's not too much you can't do.
It's great.
Yeah, in terms of guns.
Yeah, constitutional carry.
Oh, yeah.
Maryland's one of the few states that actually banned flamethrowers, which is insane. Which is crazy. And California.
I guess they were worried about, Baltimore and the DC burbs with people walking around with flamethrowers.
And if I understand correctly, the flamethrower in question, the one that Elon was selling or that caused it, was actually the same kind of flamethrower they used for tarring roofs. I guess that you have to have a thing to heat up the tar or something on a roof, and you'll use that to heat it up. So it was an existing tool that Elon just put marketed, and they're like, oh, you can't have that because it's scary to me now.
But, to your point, though, some level of individual, independence out there. I think it is important.
Sure.
We're talking about the banks and tracking the gun purchases. They tried to put into that big bill, Green New Deal 2.0, was that tracking the $600 purchases or greater. And they were going to legislate that. Well, then the Biden administration just turned around and made that a rule.
Yep.
Right? Mm-hmm. So that's a rule now. And, that is a tremendous amount of oversight. So it was like, okay, we'll take that out of the bill. We'll get the 87,000 new IRS agents into the bill. And now we'll just make it a rule.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.